Motivation is actually the enemy of discipline. I really want you to just sit with that for a second. We've all been there, right? You make these huge plans, you get incredibly hyped up, you swear that this week is going to be different, and then, well, you fall right back into the exact same excuses. You procrastinate, you scroll, and you go to bed feeling completely frustrated. But what if I told you that waiting to feel motivated is actually the exact problem that's keeping you stuck?
Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here. Today, our main goal is to completely dismantle this heavy reliance we all seem to have on motivation. We're going to replace it with practical, no-excuse action. We're diving deep into the psychology of discipline, and we'll look at some really effective home fitness strategies to build a routine that actually sticks.
Okay, let's jump straight into our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at 1. The myth of motivation, 2. Building foolproof systems, 3. No-excuse home workouts, 4. Avoiding mindless habits, and finally, 5. Strength training basics.
So, let's kick things off with Section 1, the myth of motivation. Think of motivation kind of like your phone's battery. It's great when it's fully charged, but it inevitably drains, and it's just completely unreliable to run your life on. Systems, on the other hand, they're the charger. You plug into them regardless of how you happen to be feeling that day. The most disciplined people out there don't magically possess more willpower than you do. They just don't wait around for motivation to strike. They rely on automatic systems. Which brings us right into Section 2, building foolproof systems. Here is the ultimate light bulb moment. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. You literally have to act despite feeling that initial resistance. By designing a system for your environment, like setting a non-negotiable time for your workout the second you wake up, you completely bypass the need to feel inspired. And when you force yourself to just take action, you build massive self-trust, fully knowing that the feeling of motivation is going to catch up to you eventually. Let's look at how we apply this. Section 3, no excuse home workouts. Pulling directly from fitness expert Rachel Baca's minimalist home workout plan, we can see that a full, intense workout is totally possible using just the random items scattered around your house right now. You absolutely do not need a fancy squat rack. Some floor space, your living room couch, maybe a coffee table, a couple of soup cans or a dusty wine bottle, and a heavy backpack. That is quite literally all the equipment you need to build a foolproof fitness system. Take the hip thrust, for example. It's so simple. You just place your upper back on the edge of the couch, keep your feet shoulder-width apart on the floor, and use your glutes to drive your hips straight up toward the ceiling. Boom. It's highly effective, it targets major muscle groups, and you don't need a single piece of professional gym equipment to pull it off. And you can easily adapt other fundamental exercises too, like the Romanian deadlift, or RDLs. You can stand holding a resistance band, or honestly just grab 2 heavy household objects like water jugs or those soup cans we mentioned. Simply keep your legs relatively straight, hinge back at the hips, and lower the weight until you feel a good stretch in your hamstrings. It just goes to show you don't need a loaded barbell to execute a proper, muscle-building movement. The options here are surprisingly vast. You can bounce from minimalist bodyweight routines like Superman's to high-intensity couch squat jumps to a weighted backpack workout featuring bent-over rows. Rachel's guide gives you 15 different routines. They're all designed to prevent muscle loss, boost your immune system, and relieve anxiety, all without ever leaving your living room.
Moving right along to Section 4, avoiding mindless habits.
Now, we all know how easy it is to gain the dreaded quarantine 15. So these practical steps are all about turning passive consumption into active systems. Step 1, track what you eat. You've got to stay deeply conscious of your intake. Step 2, make a strict, unbreakable rule. Do not bring food to the couch. Just don't go it. And step 3, this is brilliant. For every single Netflix episode you binge, force yourself to do 1 minute of active exercise. Jumping jacks, running the stairs, whatever. It completely changes your relationship with the TV screen. And here is another incredibly effective system revolving around a very simple number, 8. By using intermittent fasting and restricting your food intake to an 8-hour block, you create this automatic, structural barrier that stops you from wandering to the fridge late at night. The system literally does the heavy lifting for your willpower. Finally, let's look at Section 5, strength training basics. Okay, so eventually you're going to outgrow the living room and those soup cans are going to feel a little too light. The Breakthrough Physical Therapy Beginner's Guide suggests mastering SPD when you finally transition back to the gym. That stands for squats, bench, and deadlift. These 3 movements are the absolute essential pillars of powerlifting and beginner strength training. Mastering them is your vital next step to dramatically increasing your full body strength.
Of course, going back to the gym requires entirely new systems. You'll need to learn gym etiquette, set some incredibly clear goals, really master your warm-up routine, and prioritize rest and recovery. If you build systematic habits around these core concepts right from the start, your gym visits aren't going to be just a fleeting burst of motivation, they're going to become a sticky, lifelong habit.
As we wrap up today, I really want to return to a core philosophy from our explainer. Ultimately, discipline isn't actually about the specific fitness goals you achieve. It's about becoming someone who keeps their word to themselves. Every single time you follow through on one of those living room workouts, especially when you genuinely don't feel like it, you are building immense internal self-trust. You are proving to yourself that you are a reliable person.
So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative question. Are you going to keep waiting for the myth of motivation to strike, or are you going to build your system today? Seriously, don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until you feel energized. Stop scrolling right now, stand up, grab a soup can, and start your new system. The time for excuses is officially over. Thank you so much for diving into this with me, and go get that workout in.